Okay guys, back inside of Helldivers 2 and things are getting heated. The community seems to have a lot to say with regards to this new update and things that they want to see come into play. The new major order has been one of a successful feat, or at least at the point of recording it is, so we're going to get into it in just a second. If you haven't already, smash the beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on, it'd be greatly appreciated. And on top of that, check out our sponsor Control Freak, the #1 in controller gaming aiming. That's right, we made it rhyme. But not only that, if you go down to the description right now, click the link and use code CloudPlays at checkout, it will get you a cheeky 12% discount, which yes is much better than 10. So with that being said, let's dive on in to today's video. The major order was obviously to take out Marfark. Now we have pretty much leveled that one down with 20 hours left to go. We have to make sure that we secure it by the time that the major order time period dwindles. We are at 98.2% right here. As you can see, this is a point of recording. We've probably liberated it already by the time you're watching this video, with over 50,000 people currently inside of Marfark. Now all we have to do is maintain it for 20 hours and fingers crossed they don't slam us with a defense operation straight after completion, because we know that Arrowhead love to do that. So keep an eye out because of the Marfark major order. Moving on though, there has been some interesting takes on the game since these factory striders have taken place. Now I'm aware that the level 9 Helldive difficulty is meant to be difficult, but my goodness gracious, if you look at this gameplay right here posted up on Reddit, this managed to get to over 12,000 upvotes, and I feel like there's a very solid reason for that. The factory strider multi-drop was absolutely insane, and then for the final one to drop on top of them, this gameplay looks absolutely mental, and it looks so damn manic that I feel like there might be a little bit of an issue with the spawn rate of these factory striders. Don't get me twisted, they do look cool and they make for some interesting gameplay, but my lord, do you need so many? I don't know. You need to let me know what you guys have experienced with these factory striders down in the comment section below. Has your experience with them been a little bit like this, or are we expecting it to be just a little bit easier than this as far as the factory striders go? I think that they should be difficult, but I also think that they should probably come in waves and not 3-4 at a time. I don't care what level it's on. That's a little bit crazy. Moving on though, something that we need in the game to take them out with over 12,000 upvotes yet again is this post right here. With the return of the factory striders, I suggest we equipped Eagle 1 with a tow cable. Now, this is an interesting one because this is obviously a Star Wars reference to the AT&Ts, also known as the AT-ATs, but these things would be hilarious. I have seen so many comments on this one. I've seen so many suggestions, Reddit posts, DMs, Discord messages where I've been pinged in it, like I have some sort of control over what Arrowhead do. For the record, I don't even talk to them. We're not in communications with Arrowhead at all, although if they want to drop me an email, feel free. It's in my Twitter bio. Nonetheless though, this does look extremely interesting, and if they did bring this into play, it would be a very subtle or unsubtle nod to Star Wars back in the old days when they used to take out the AT-ATs with the ships that had the rope slings really rolling out behind them. This was an absolutely hilarious post, and I think that it would work, and I think that it would be a lot of fun. Not only that, but it would make for some crazy cinematic clips. So do you guys agree with this? If you do, let me know. As always, the source material is down in the description, so feel free to go click the link, head on over and show it some more love. Let's see if we can really push this one to get in the game. Now, before we get into the next topic, we're actually doing a giveaway here on the channel for a copy of Helldivers 2, and don't worry, if you've got the game, we're going to give away the super credits in the same money expense. So how do you get involved with that? It's actually really simple. Head down into the comment section right now and stick a Earth emoji in, because right now Super Earth needs your help in being able to close down these bloody automatons, because they're doing my nut in. But nonetheless, stick a Earth emoji in the comment section and it will enter you into the giveaway, and we'll announce it via the community page and the giveaway announcement page in the Discord. Link in the description. Nearly 11,000 of you guys actually in there. That's bonkers to me. But thank you so much. Appreciate your faces. Let's get on to the next part of the video. But for those of you guys who have been given Arrowhead a bit of a hard time with regards to what it is that they're working on, when they're working on it, the bugs, the crashes, the issues, I have actually been wrong about how the team is actually levered out. So the way that it's been kind of initialized and thought about is that there are individual teams working on crashes, individual teams working on new content, yada, 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 but it doesn't seem to be the case. We had a Reddit post that went up with over 15,000 upvotes. That was a screenshot of Spitzer actually posting up, aka the Associate Community Manager. He posted up this comment right here stating this is patently untrue. Arrowhead still has a very small team compared to the success of the game, and while we have a dedicated QA, the people fixing bugs with weapons and armor, for example, are the same people in charge of making new weapons and armor. It's important to us to maintain the cadence that we promised, one war bond per month, but equally important to everyone to fix the glaring bugs and technical issues. There's just only so much time in a work week. Now this is a huge one. I obviously suspected something different, although was not aware that this was actually the case. There is obviously a very, very small team, so the teams that are working on planetary materials, I presume, would be the same team that are trying to fix planetary materials. So it is kind of a difficult outsource in how this one would actually work, especially when we're talking about bugs, crashes, and all this sort of stuff happening to weapons consistently and on side of maps and stuff like that. It would mean that the people that are actually working on these are the same ones that are providing us with the new content. So what do we do here? What do we do here? This bit is a bit of a difficulty because they want to keep the cadence. They want to keep the promised one war bond per month, which is absolutely huge. And it's a really, really good concept that they're actually sticking to that. But then at the same time, they also need to be able to fix it before they input new stuff into the game. I really don't know how to fix this one. That's why I'm not a game developer. But nonetheless, that is something that needs to be looked at. Another thing that does need to be looked at was a statement that was made by the CEO of Arrowhead. Now, this one had a lot of agreements in it with over 12,000 upvotes as well. And I think that actually this one is kind of warranted. We all know, and where it's all renowned, that I absolutely love Johan. I love him for his main tweets and his posts, and the way that he portrays himself as far as a CEO goes inside of the gaming scene is a lot different to a lot of other people. He seems to have gone quite quiet after his recent projection to gaming fame, if you want to call it that, but he does have a lot to say on a general basis. And I think this Reddit post actually did kind of lever down something that he had said previously. It says, "I love this game and respect devs, but this excuse is just not working." Now, the CEO actually states on here, on this post right here, "We are not doing transmog. It doesn't make sense. Equipment looks different because it has different effects. Swapping one for the other is like having an apple that tastes like bacon or the other way around." And then underneath that, people gave some examples of the armor sorts that you can see right here. The first three medium armor, the final one is light armor. They all look completely different, they all have completely different consensus, but yet they all just provide 2 more grenades. Now, that obviously is an oversight. It will have a secondary passive on it, the association, and the build of each armor will have different attributes, but I get what they're trying to get at here. The main passive for it is that it holds 2 more grenades. So realistically, you could categorize the transmog and how this one actually panned out. If we're going to have a rinse and repeat and a copy and paste with regards to the passives and how they actually operate, then there's not really anything stopping us from having categoric transmog in regards of the passives. So when we have certain passives that have regards to maybe the engineer kit, anything that uses the engineer kit passive would be able to transmog into each other. It's kind of a clever concept, but I mean, it's just one of those that we'll have to see how Arrowhead want to do it. I feel like it might be quite complex if you're starting to segregate these transmog effects into categories and being stuff like that. I can understand not wanting a medic kit to have the same outlook of an engineer passive look, but at the same time, even these just don't even look remotely the same. If you look at the first one compared to the last one on this image, it just has such a polar opposite effect in how it looks and the attributes that it should have based on the way that it looks. That's just my honest opinion, but I want to know what your guys' opinions are via the comment section below. That's why we do these videos. If you haven't already, make sure you're hitting the beautiful blue thumbs up and subscribe with post notifications turned on. Thank you so much again for watching, guys, but unfortunately, that's all we've got time for today. If you haven't already, like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the clouds.